Welcome to the Voice of the Coast. I am your host, Danica. Along with me, we have Bonnie Leonard, who is the interim councilwoman for the city of Morgan City. I will tell you, to my surprise, I was not on my job. I knew that Mark Stevens, who was the former councilman, had actually retired or resigned from his post, but I did not know who took over. Found out that Bonnie Leonard is the person who actually resumed the position. And I said, oh, wait a minute, a lady is taking over this position. I've lived in St. Mary Parish since 2005. I have never seen a lady grace the council seat since I have been here. First and foremost, congratulations to you.
Thank you so much, Danica.
Yes.
And thank you for having me today.
Oh, I love it. Thank you very much.
I
I just want to know, when you were first approached to take over this position, what were your thoughts?
I was honored. That's the only word I can come up with. I was truly honored to think that the mayor, and I know he spoke to other people, but would come to me and say, would you do it? I never would have thought that I would have enjoyed it. I found out that I love it, love the work, love everything about it. I was honored. And then the next thing is I'm following in the footsteps of some great women. The first woman on the council was in 1962, was Mrs. Blanche Bourgeois. She was asked to serve interimly when her husband died. After that period was over, she ran for the office against two men and won. So she filled out another term. Our last woman to serve on the council was Miss Joanne Blanchard in 1992 to 2000, which took us through the era of Katrina. And so 24 years later, I'm delighted to say I'm councilwoman only number 6.
Wow.
In the history of Morgan City. So again, the word is honored.
Yes.
Honored.
Okay. Well, that has been 24 years since
Yes.
that position has been occupied by a lady, by a female. So
Yes.
here you are, you said you were delighted. And during the previous interview, I want to say previous, I just kind of sit down and kind of talk a little bit. The words you used, I have fallen in love with this.
Yes, I have.
And those are powerful words, because not every person falls in love with their work or politics.
Right.
Why would you say those words?
Well, I followed my husband around for 34 years and was in the background watching him through his career, and I've always been interested and loved politics, especially local politics. And given the opportunity, I was delighted and honored again to serve, and truly feel like I've found a niche, and I love it. I love every aspect of it. The councilmen have been nothing but gracious to me. They had to give me their vote of approval to serve, and they've all been great and helpful.
You know what, when those trigger words go off, I have to jump on it. They have given you their vote of approval.
Yes.
And confidence. So let's talk about voting. You are now in an interim position.
Yes.
Will you run for the seat?
When I accepted it, it was not my intention to run, but I found that I love it so much, enjoy working with the people. I feel like I do have something to offer, and you will be the first ones to know that, yes, I am going to run for office.
Wow.
And hopefully the people of District 2 will vote for me and let me serve a full term.
And you just sat in that seat to just be an interim, just to serve it out until November, and
that is correct.
You now want to throw your name in the hat to
Absolutely.
run.
Absolutely. I think it's time for women to take a step forward, get involved. We bring different perspectives to things. I'm a detailed person. I like to ask a lot of questions. I think if you ask my husband, he could attest to that.
Say it again for the men, my husband, in the back. You like to ask a lot of questions.
I like to ask a lot of questions. So anything that comes before the council for approvals, you need to be detailed. You need to ask a lot of questions so that you can make a decision, because whatever you decide is going to affect that person and also the people in Morgan City.
You know, being in the public, being in the audience is totally different from being on the council. And I'll save my questions when we come back. That way, at least you can be pondering. So what have you learned while you've been in this seat for honestly just a month? So hold that, and we'll come on back right here on the Voice of the Coast.
Way back when.
Welcome back to the Voice of the Coast. Again, I am your host, Danica. Along with me, we have Bonnie Leonard, and we're talking pretty much, I guess, at this point, your career aspirations or political aspirations. We were here earlier to talk about you serving in the interim position. So the question that I left off with is, when you're the public or when you're in the audience, it's a different perspective. Looking up and just listening, even if you don't have a dog in the fight, so to speak, you're listening to how people that you elect into office, how are they responding? Do they have me, my family, my community, my public,
Absolutely.
or the public in their thoughts, in their answers? So I'm just curious. I mean, now that you've changed positions, what have you learned since being in that position?
Well, you've learned that there are a lot of people that really want somebody to listen to them, not necessarily solve a problem, but to listen to them. And being a woman, I don't know if it makes any difference or not, but I've found that I've had people approach me and say, can I tell you something? May I ask you something? May we have a meeting? And I've done that. And one day I sat for 2 hours and listened to someone, and I told him, I said, I have no magic wand. I can't fix the problem. I'm here to listen to your problem, to be your voice because you feel like there was no one you could speak to, and I will take this to someone above me because this is not my job, but my job is to work for you and to listen to you. So I've learned to listen to people because so many people want to say something, but they're afraid to.
Right.
They're afraid to.
Well, with that said, would you say that he was satisfied with the meeting?
Yes, I would hope so.
Yeah.
I would hope so, and I also reported back to him after I passed on his concerns, and I called him back and said, "This is what I've done. I told you I would do it. I don't know what will come of it."
And here we are.
Yeah. So here we are. So maybe being a woman is easier to approach. I don't know. But I've always loved people, loved talking to people.
So you mentioned your husband, and let's just mention for those who may not know him,
Right.
Judge Leonard.
Right.
Well, no longer retired judge. He's
No.
he's back in. He is in. But with that said, what are his thoughts about you being in politics?
He was absolutely delighted. He's my biggest fan, and I'm his also, but he thinks it's wonderful. He thinks it's absolutely wonderful. He's encouraging me to do it. He's standing with me. He'll sit and listen to me. He'll answer what I think may be dumb questions, but he always tells me there are no dumb questions. You know, so yes, he's my #1 supporter and my rock.
Yes. So you've been in this position since May. What is at least one decision that you've made that you stand behind, you're proud that you are part of the decision-making process?
Well, just recently we were given the opportunity, we as a city was given the opportunity to purchase for Lake End Park pontoon boats, golf courts, lawn chairs, things that had been offered before. We were able to purchase them as a city, and within hopefully the next couple of weeks we will be renting them out not only to the people in Morgan City, but to campers, and we will do it year-round where the other people only did it during the summer months.
Okay.
And I think it's wonderful. I think our water is our biggest asset, and anything that we can do to bring people in and being on the water, you know, we'll ask that each camper be given the paperwork on it, and they may not want it, but then they may have friends, and they, you know, you never know. So I think the decision to do that was very good.
Okay.
Very
awesome.
good.
Really appreciate that. When it comes to the resignation from Mark Stevens, I know we cannot ask him, but what was his reason for resigning?
He was given an opportunity. He and his wife love camping. They were able to go on camping trips where they can stay for months at a time in different areas and work and travel. So they felt it was too good of an opportunity to pass up.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that. You guys stay with us. We've got more
Thank you.
of the Voice of the Coast. Welcome back to the Voice of the Coast. Again, I am your host, Danica. Along with me, we have Rebecca Nguyen, who is the Teacher of the Year, and she was a semi-finalist. So happy that we had a semi-finalist in the local area, our community, St. Mary Parish. How did you feel when you got the announcement, Teacher of the Year for Rebecca Nguyen?
I was so honored and so excited. I got the email and opened it up, and I couldn't believe what it was. I was like, I had to run to someone. Can you please, am I reading this correctly?
Oh, awesome.
Yes. So I was very excited.
Do you know what the selection process is like? What was the reason? Did they give you a reason why they chose you to be Teacher of the Year to represent for, especially it goes from school, then parish,
Right,
and then
school,
state.
parish, and then state.
Yes.
So school was chosen, and then I went on to parish where they picked an elementary, a middle school, and a high school
Yes.
teacher. And then after that, went on to state where you had different tasks that you had to complete in order to become semi-finalists, where they narrowed it down to just 24
Oh, awesome.
people. Yes.
So what was the selection process on the local level?
On the local level, so it was a selection process done by the central office. And I guess I've been, for class observations, I've been awarded excellence for 7 years in a row.
Wow.
that we've done these observations in pre-K.
Awesome. Now, is 7 the number of completion? Am I right about that? I don't know. Yes, I
don't-
believe so. So it's almost like it was meant to be for 7 years.
Right, exactly,
Yeah.
right?
Now,
Yes.
pre-K, that's little ones, and that's I think it's like their first time ever going to school. They're going
Most
to
of
big
them.
school, and there's 20 of them.
Yes.
How do you handle that?
The first couple of weeks are a little bit hard, right? Because they're first coming in and they need that nurturing, like, mother there for them that's absent at home, you know?
Yes.
And so I just try to make learning fun for them and engaging and try to meet all of their needs.
Awesome. And how long have you been a teacher?
I've been a teacher for 16 years.
And
here
I'm
in
going to
St.
bring
Mary
you back
Parish,
to
yeah.
your child. I'm going to bring you back to when you were little. Did you always know you wanted to be a teacher?
I think I did. I always wanted to be a teacher. I had my marker board, you
Yes,
know, and playing
Everyone
school.
played school.
Right.
I played school growing up.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. So you just always knew it was just really. I believe teaching is a calling.
Correct. I
Yeah.
believe so. It's a fit that's for me.
Yes, and that's how my mom actually is a former teacher. So I know that with my mom, she was one of the good ones. I will say that
Yes.
much. I think she really, really enjoyed it. Tell us about going to the state conference, because most of the time we get our teachers, and we're so proud of our teachers who obviously make it to the state level, but may not move past that. But going to the state conference, how did that feel?
That was very nice. We got to sit in the VIP section, and then they announced the finalist there, and we got to sit and it was pretty neat.
Did you get a chance to meet other teachers?
I did. I got to meet other teachers. We kind of saw each other through social media,
Okay.
and then really got to meet each other in person there.
Awesome.
So that was pretty cool. And we still keep in touch. Some of the other ones that have moved on are still, yeah.
Okay, what is it about your style that makes you unique? What do you think you do, or you handle your teaching the students? What is it about your style?
I feel that it's an engaging type of style that I use to make sure that all students' needs are met, either singing songs or, playing games, things like that, to make learning fun. Because at that little age, they need to be entertained and
Yes.
kept, on their toes all the time.
Oh yeah, definitely busybodies.
Yes.
Now, do they still sleep at that age? Do
They
take
still
naps?
do. We still have naps at the
Okay.
end of the day, yes.
I'm sure that gives you a little reprieve.
A little bit, right, exactly.
Yes.
It's much needed on some days.
Okay, and also to you, I mentioned, I said you have 20 kids, and you said, well, there's a paraprofessional. Does she or he, do they help you?
She does help me in everything I do. My paraprofessional, who has been with me since day one when I started 16 years ago, and I couldn't do anything without her, yes. So, she helps out all the time in anything that I need.
Awesome. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about, the family's response. Also, what are your future aspirations, from here on out? We'll take a short break, but come on back right here on The Voice of the Coast. Welcome back to the Voice of the Coast. Let's get right back into it. My guest is Nguyen, Teacher of the Year semifinalist, and she's right here from St. Mary Parish. So happy that you were able to make it that far. Are there any perks to being the Teacher of the Year?
Any perks? I was awarded at the
School board meeting?
At the school board meeting, yes. They gave me a plaque to award me for that.
And then, of course, the recognition, right?
Right,
Yeah.
definitely. It's very
Okay.
nice.
I asked you earlier, you said you sing songs, and I was like, can you sing? And you're like, no.
I'm not
no.
too good of a singer. I'll try my best.
But you're just very poised. I thought maybe
Right.
you were out there, doing the whole Baby Shark and
It's
right.
just a Baby Shark,
some
some
Baby
Mary
Shark. Now,
Poppins
see,
kind of
it
thing,
definitely
yeah.
it is a calling, because I think that would drive me. Baby
Right.
Shark. And like just hearing Baby Shark over the
Over and
videos.
over, right.
I go
It's
to
enough,
sleep. I go
right?
to sleep hearing Baby Shark. But you do say they take naps, and I'm sure
They sure
that
do,
kind of
yes.
helps break up the day.
It does.
But-
a little
but-
breather.
Yes. With that said, what's the best thing about your job, and what's the worst?
The most rewarding thing about the job, I guess, is when those students have those aha moments where they might have been struggling throughout to try to grasp something, and then they finally get it. And you're
Yeah.
like, it's so rewarding.
Oh,
you know?
I'm sure. Yes.
Yes.
And then what's the worst?
The worst, I guess it would be some days are a little bit tougher than others. At the beginning of the school year, I guess that's whenever it's the worst, because you're trying to get them, they don't even know how to walk in a line at this point. You know what I
right,
mean?
yes.
So you're even it's like every little thing that they don't know
Yes.
how to do, even sitting on the rug, you have to do that. But after maybe 2 weeks, it's like a
Okay.
well-oiled machine. You know, we
Okay.
just flow into it, and they pick up on it very easily.
Awesome. And how do you decompress? How do you handle stress and pressure from the job?
I guess it would be like at the end of the day, just seeing my own kids
Okay.
and going home to them and asking them how their day was.
Yes. And you have little ones.
I do. I have a
Yes.
7-year-old and a 3-year-old.
And I'm sure that helps
Yes.
to be able to deal with other people's kids as well.
Right.
Because they really are babies at this point,
Yeah,
right?
they
They're
are. Yes.
Yeah. Do you have ones that really gravitate towards you? And I don't know, I remember my kindergarten teacher. I remember her name was
Yes.
Miss Lamaran. And it was one of those names you're like, I can't, it was like a long name
Right,
for
for a
your
little
kid,
one.
For a little
Yes,
one. But I
exactly.
remember, because Miss Lamaran, and I remember going home and singing her name almost like, Miss Lamaran, Miss Lamaran.
Right.
But so do you have those kids who really just gravitate towards you?
I
And
believe
it's like
so.
you're almost mom.
They become their school mom.
Their
is
school
what we
mom.
call it.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
Sometimes we'll say that. I'm your school mom, it's going to be okay.
And you
Yeah.
said this was a calling for you. So what are your future aspirations?
I believe I continue teaching, because I really feel my heart is there.
Awesome.
Yes.
What was your family's response when they found out? I mean, we know your dad, and I'll tell folks if they don't know, her dad is Mr. Canadas. So everyone knows your dad.
Yes.
So, I mean, but tell us, what is it? I'm sorry, my question is, what was their response?
They were so excited and so proud of me that I got this recognition and made it this far.
Yes, awesome. And do you think that you'll be able to make Teacher of the Year again? I don't know, I was just wondering. Would
Right.
that
I'm
be-
not sure if that is something that you can do again, but I really enjoyed the ride that I've had so far. So I
Yes.
really am honored that I made it this year. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. And having your own kids, let me just, I'm just curious. Do you try out little things with them and then you
Sometimes,
come back? Okay.
right? Because
yeah.
like whenever we go to a conference or something, for instance, we learn some things. I'm like, let me try that one out. You know, see how
Yes.
that works, or see how that works, and you know, back and forth conversations we have to have with our students, and I do the same with my kids.
Awesome. Now, because you're in this position now, I mean, you are the person to watch. You are someone I'm sure young teachers would like to say, oh, I need her to mentor me. What's some advice you would give to young teachers?
To young teachers, just to, it might be tough some days, but it's so rewarding in the end. Don't let those bad days oversee all the good that there is in rewarding and teaching.
I think that is great. Well, thank you very much for the unique style that you have. I mean, this actually, it does something for, I'm sure, not just for you, but for our area, to know that we have quality and qualified teachers such as yourself. So thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Congratulations to you. Again, Maitland has a great teacher in you. So thank you so
Yes.
much. All right,
you
you guys, we'll see you guys next time. Y'all take care.